Abul Hasan Al Ashari, to whom Al Ashairah is attributed, his case is just like the case of Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi. For example, those people who say that we follow Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi blindly, whatever he says, we follow it. All right, Imam Abu Hanifa has said about himself, إِذَا صَحَّ الْحَدِيثُ فَهُوَ مَذْهَبِي. If you see a Sahih Hadith, that is my way. Imam Abu Hanifa is saying, follow the Hadith. And then he is saying, أُتْرُكُوا قَوْلِي لِقَوْلِ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم. If there is a saying of the Prophet, then don't take my saying at all. Leave it. So Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi, and the similar sayings are of Imam Malik, Imam Shafi, Imam Ahmad. They are saying that this is our opinion. But if you find a hadith different to that, follow the hadith, not our saying. Same thing has happened to Abul Hasan Al Ashari. He got 3 phases in his life. 3 phases. In the first phase, he was Mu'tazili. Yes, he was Mu'tazili. And giving interpretation to all the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, except for one attribute, which is al-wujud. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is being. Nobody can say, oh, he is not existing. So they believe that he is existing. But when it comes to attributes, they will say, no, hand means al-qudra. Eye means surveillance. In the same way, al-rahma, mercy, because they would say mercy, oh, can't be attributed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because if this is a character of the human being, tenderness of your heart. So it means that if you are Rahim, you must have a tenderness in your heart. When you see a person who is in difficulty, in distress, in poverty, in sickness, so your hearts become very soft towards him, which is in Arabic called riqqa. You got riqqatul qalb. They say this is not appropriate for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he becomes raqiq, like human beings. So this is why they say no, this rahmah should have another meaning. Should have another meaning. And what is that meaning? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to give blessing to him. Al-in'am, al-ni'mah. So rahmah does not mean rahmah. Rahmah means to giving in'am, to giving ni'mah. This is how they wanted to give an interpretation. So Imam Abul Hasan Al Ashari, rahimahullah ta'ala, he was a Mu'tazili with his Sheikh Abu Ali Al-Jubbai. Abu Ali Al-Jubbai. 40 years he was with him. Then what happened? One day he got argument with his Sheikh, because Abul Hasan Al-Ashari got also some intelligence. So he was thinking about 3 persons. One is a child who died before the age of majority. Age of majority, 15 years. Before that he died. And you know that after the age of majority, he becomes mukallaf. He has to pray, he has to fast, he has to comply with all the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Before that, he is not mukallaf. So he died before that age. The second person, he was baligh, and he got, mashallah, good life, long life, and he died an imam. And the third person, who is also born a believer, but he became deviant, so deviant that he died upon kufr. So these are the 3 persons. What is going to happen to them in the hereafter? Abu Ali al-Jubbai, the teacher, said, the first child, because he did not do all good actions like prayer and fasting and this and that, so the child is in a situation where he got no azab, no sawab, no good rewards and no azab, no persecution. La sawaba wa la azaba. La sawaba wa la yawm. And the person who died upon Iman, he is in Al-Jannah. And the person who died upon Kufr, he is in the hellfire. This is what is going to happen to the three persons. So Abul Hasan Al Ashari asked his teacher this question, that this boy who died before majority, the age of majority, and he got no sawab, no azab, he would say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, why did you leave me die before age 15, before the age of majority? Why did not you give me the life of the other person who lived in Islam for such a long time and he entered into Al-Jannah? So you would have given me this time as well. Why did not you give me this time? Why did not you give me this respite? So Allah would say to him, I knew that if you have lived, you would not have practiced Islam at all. You have committed crime. You must have committed crime, and then you are going to get into the hellfire. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved you from the hellfire by giving you deaths before the age of majority. Now Abul Hasan Al Ashari asked the third question. He said, what about the third person who died upon kufr? He would say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, why did not you make me die just like this boy before the age of majority? So I would not have lived and I would not have committed all the sins. Now Abu Ali al-Jubai got no answer. No answer for that. This is the time when Abul Hasan al-Ashari left him. He said, this i'tizal, that is not my mazhab. Now he became the pupil of Abdullah bin Sa'id ibn Kulaab. This person, Abdullah bin Sa'id ibn Kulaab, he got a view that we only believe in 7 attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 7 attributes which are Zatiyya, Sifatun Zatiyatun Lillahi Ta'ala. They are the attributes of His self. He was always with these attributes of Allah. We can't deny them. So we believe in 7 sifat. All other sifat we give interpretation. What are these 7 sifat? Al-Hayy, he is living. Now, and then Al-Ilm, that he got the knowledge. And then Al-Qudra, he got ability. And then Al-Irada, that he got the will. 4. And then As-Sama', he hears. Al-Basar, he sees. Al-Kalam, then he speaks. So he believes that after seeing all the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we come to know that these are the 7 which were always with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Lam yazal wa la yazal wa lan yazal. Always they would remain with him. He was high, he was always high, he was always alive. He was alim. You can't say that at certain point he was not alim, he was not knowledgeable. No, he was always knowledgeable. In the same way, he was qadir, he was always got the ability to do something. You can't say that at one place he was not qadir, then he became qadir. No, he was always qadir. He got always his irada, his will, and his sama', and his basar, and his kalam. So they said that these are the 7 attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with no interpretation except what they mean. All others, yes, we are going to give interpretation, like when he says that yadahu mabsutatan, his 2 hands are wide open, yunfiqu kayfa yasha. No, he can't have a hand. It must mean to spend. It must mean al-yad means al-qudra. He remains with this belief for a few years, and then in the end he has written his book, Al-Ibana. this book Al-Ibana, that is one of his last books. So nobody can say that what he has written in this book, we don't believe in it because it had been written right in the beginning. No, it is the last book. And in that book Al-Ibana, what he says is in accordance with the mazhab of Salaf, which is the mazhab of Imam Ahmad. Mazhab of Imam Ahmad, that we believe in all the attributes of Allah without giving them any interpretation, any ta'wil.